Brendan Allen, it's great to see you.
Good to see you too.
From one Brendan to another.
That's right, we're double in.
You have been patiently waiting, I feel like, for a main event spotlight. It's finally rapidly approaching. What do you think about that?
I guess we'll wait to see if it fully comes through.
Yeah.
We'll see on fight night. If it comes through on fight night, it'll be great. But we'll focus on it after the fight. Got to get through the fight, hopefully get the win, and then we'll take it all in and enjoy it, celebrate, and then it's on to the next.
You have been a little bit more outspoken recently, I would say, from somebody that's seen you develop from the 23-year-old kid that was new in the UFC to now a top 10 contender in the middleweight division. How would you describe your growth so far in the UFC?
In the UFC or as just like a fighter in general? So I think within the UFC it's just been very well. I think I start to show more of the guy from the gym and put it into the cage, and that's why you see there's some growth. Like everyone's always telling me, oh, you got better, you've worked so much on this, and it's just like, I've always been this good and I'm even better. It's just you're now getting to see it because I finally figured out whatever that was holding me back, which I feel it's more mental. But I'm finally figuring that out and have taken the right steps in order to achieve that. And so now I'm starting to show more of myself every single time. I'm putting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And that's all I have to do. I just have to do just enough to get the win. And for me personally, I need to do just enough to finish. But I think as a fighter overall, I think it's a good and a bad thing because it can come off as arrogance or cockiness where it's like, I just don't take anyone's anymore. Like, I used to just be that guy to be like, oh, okay, great. Where now I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. Sorry. Like, I just don't care anymore. As far as like, I don't like take the disrespect or like someone trying to like run me. I don't know. I think I take that into my personal life as well, not just fighting, but I guess I would say I just stick up for myself more, and it just comes off as an a-hole way, to be honest. But that's just me. I don't know how to float around the question or anything like that. I just know how to be perfectly direct, and it comes off how it comes off.
You just seem to be a little bit more self-confident. But like you said, the confidence has been there in terms of your skills and your abilities, and now the things that dance around it, you care less to manage those things, really.
Yeah, for sure. I think exactly that. The confidence was there, but it wasn't fully there because I was never performing how I do in the gym. Like there was things I watched fights all the way up and even up until probably when I fought Jocko, all the way up until that fight, I'd watch the fights and be like, why the heck did I do that? I never do that in the gym, and it would infuriate me. And I think the times where I thought about walking away from fighting before even making it to the UFC was the times where I'd just be like, I'd be so frustrated at myself because I was doing things and performing to a level that I would be nowhere near in the gym, and it would just be so frustrating for me to not know why I was doing that and not know why I could never reach that high level, reach that ceiling that I know that I'm capable of. And yeah, not even hitting pieces of that was very hard for me to comprehend and to deal with. And now I have, and now I'm starting to see it, and now I see the progression. And again, I still haven't shown everything that I'm capable of. I haven't shown the full me, but whatever I'm doing is working. It's getting the job done, so I'm happy with that.
What do you think opened the doors so that you could perform when the lights were on, when you were in the octagon, more so than you did in the past?
Thank you to Jacob Malkoun. That fight was the fight that made me realize that something was wrong, and I needed to address that elephant in the room, which was my mental and how I dealt with the mental side of fighting. Maybe I was immature. I don't really know how to put that into words, but I just know I wasn't dealing with the emotions correctly. And just like training, you train an armbar, you train a guillotine, you train all these different things, right? You still have to train your mind as well. You still have to train your emotions and how you handle those and how you're going to deal with those in the moment, because they're always going to come up. They're always going to arise. No matter what anyone tells you in this sport, I promise you for 1,000%, they're all dealing with some type of negative emotion they're trying to combat. Just some deal with it well, way better than others do, and I was not. I wasn't dealing with it well, And that fight, I remember before the fight, I was literally shaking in bed, and I wasn't scared of the fight. Like, I'm not scared of any man, but it was the fact that going out there and losing to a guy that I know that I'm better than had me so stressed and so like nervous. I flew all the way across the world. I fought him in Singapore. I wasted all this time and money if I lose to this guy, and it's like, there's no way he should even be able to tie my belt if we're taking jiu-jitsu per se. Like, there's no way he should even be able to touch my gloves. And so, like, for me, that was the side that I dealt with. And my guys were going out to eat after weigh-ins, and I was sitting in bed shaking. I couldn't eat. By the time the fight came, I was so exhausted physically that I just didn't really have much to give. Like, I couldn't perform to the level that I needed to, just because I was so mentally, I was so mentally drained that it drained me physically. And it really, really messed up my performance. And I made that fight way closer than it should have ever been. But luckily I got the win, and it was still a big learning lesson, but luckily I got it with the win. And I got a sports psychiatrist after that, and ever since then, man, everything's just been going good. So we just hope to keep it going in that direction.
Do you think you were looking ahead too much? What you describe of, like, it almost sounds like you resigned yourself to defeat before the fight even happened. And then what the outcomes might be because of that.
Yeah, I think when I look back, I put too much pressure on the outcome. It was always the outcome, like, I need to win, I need to win, I need to win. And still, sometimes I'll catch myself, like, man, I really need to win this one. Even with this one, I'm like, I catch myself. But the thing is now, I exactly that. I can catch it, like, oh, I need to win. No, I don't need to win. I'm going to be all right if I don't win. My family's going to be good. My kids are going to be good. Everything's going to be all right. I'll be all right. So I want to win. I want it for me. I want it for my kids. Like, I want to win. I don't need to. I'm going to be okay. And I think that pressure that I was putting on myself with needing to win very, electrifying, basically. I needed to do something great, or all these things that just played into it just put so much, like, pressure and unnecessary pressure on me. And I think I got to a point where I just couldn't deal with it, and it would really hinder me in the fight because I'd be so mentally worn down from that, one, I wouldn't perform, and two, I'd be scared to do things that I normally would. I'd hold a position instead of posturing up to punch or something like that. It would hinder my performance in so many ways. And now still, like, you get to a higher level, you're fighting ranked guys, you're fighting guys that are the best in the world. Like, there's levels within levels. The UFC is the highest level of the sport, but even within the UFC, there's levels within that whole division. So as you climb to that elite class, there's still things there you worry. Like, again, I get in a certain position, I'm like, yeah, I want to posture up and hit, but I'm like, man, this might cause a crazy scramble, and I don't want to lose a position or something like that. So there's still little hindrances, but I'll take those any day of the week rather than what I was going through, where I couldn't perform. I'd be so hesitant, or I'd lay on my back when I could get out. And so the sports psychiatrist was the best thing that I've ever done. That was the best thing for my career. I wish I would have done it sooner, but hey, I'm just happy we've come where we've gotten to.
An outsider might look at you and say, you're in as good a spot as a fighter could choose to be in. 27 years old, but with a lot of experience because you joined the UFC in your early 20s. What do you think of where you're at in your career at this point?
Man, when I look at it, like, from an outsider's perspective, I think it's amazing, right? I think it's great. There's so many people that would kill to be where I'm at. And I'm very thankful for where I'm at. I'm very blessed to be here. But I'm a competitor. I know what I've sacrificed to get here. I know how good I am. I'm just getting started. I'm just starting to feel the benefits to what I've worked so hard for so long. And that's a great feeling. I try to dwell on the things that I'm thankful for rather than the things where I'm like, man, I should already be a champion, or I should be this or that, whatever, because it doesn't matter, because I'm not there yet. So I'm just focused on the journey, focused on the next step, and just thankful for where I'm at. So ultimately, yeah, I'm just very thankful and blessed to be in this position, but I'm not done. I've got a lot more to show no matter what happens. With this fight, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to keep going. I'm still going to keep getting better and improving, and I'm 27 years old. I still got time. I've got almost 40 fights now, or I've got over 40 fights now. So pro, I've got almost 30. So I've got a lot of experience, 5-rounders, 3-rounders, good guys, bad guys. It doesn't matter.
What kind of challenge is it for you to take it one step at a time instead of look at all the glory that you hope to have before you're done?
The one step at a time is hard. I'm more of like, I'm the kind of guy, I know I want to go here, but I need to find that path. And usually I try to have that path planned out. Obviously it doesn't always work exactly in this sport for sure, but I like to have a roundabout way to that ultimate goal. But staying focused on the one that's up next, the next step it's pretty hard sometimes, but I think I'm getting better at it as I get older and get that experience as fighting these high-level guys and trying to hold myself back from focusing too much on that future has been a real practice for me. And I think a lot of things in fighting translate over to my personal life as far as like the mental side of it. So I think the mental thing's been just a great thing overall for me as a person. But yeah, focusing one step has been a big focus for us in the mental side.
Your win streak stretches to before this year, but what has made 2023 arguably your best year as a pro?
I guess everyone's going to look at that I'm ranked now just because the panel doesn't like me. You know, they do everything they can to keep me out of the rankings and keep me down, which doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm just the guy I'm like a blue-collar guy. I just go out here and work and do what I need to do because no matter what, my paycheck stays the same. Whether you put me at 9, 10, 20, I don't care. It stays the same, so I don't care. But I think if you're going to go off of things like that, it has to be that I beat Muniz and got into the rankings, finishing guys. And when I come into each year, coming into 2022, I just want another undefeated year because I'd lose one for 3 years in a row. I'd lose one. I fought 3 times a year and I'd lose one. I drop it every time, whether it was the first one of the year or the last one of the year. I drop it, like for whatever the case may be. And so I was like, man, I need to get back to my old self and just start going undefeated. Like, where's this at? And because I'd get on a nice streak and obviously it'd fall off. So anyway, that was my thing in 2022. I just want to finish the year undefeated. A whole year, 365 days undefeated. And I came into 2023 saying the same thing. And God willing, we'll do the same thing again in 2023 on November.
Now that you're in the position that you're in, the stakes get higher because you're closer to the top prize that you've been chasing for a long time. What kind of pressure do you deal with internally when you start thinking 5-fight winning streak, main event, top 10 ranking? There's a lot more on the line each time.
I think I've already felt I've dealt with this before coming from amateur to pro. I was undefeated as an amateur. I was the #1 guy in the whole world, pound for pound, through different systems or whatever you want to call it for their rankings. And I won 13, then I was 1-0 as a pro, 2-0 as a pro. The third one came, and my friend had said something. He was already, I think, in the UFC or just about to fight his first UFC fight at the time, and he had told me before that, he was like, man, because he had the same thing, undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro, and I think he was like 7-0 or something crazy like that as a pro. And he was like, when I talked about his first loss, I asked him, like, what was in your head going into the fight? And he was like, going into those fights, it started becoming more like prevalent in my mind. When am I going to lose? I know it's going to happen at some point. If you stay in this game long enough, no matter who you are, you're going to lose. No one's ever going to retire undefeated and have a full, like, super long career. You know, they're not going to stay and have these records like Anderson Silva or Izzy or any of these guys that have, 10, 12 title defenses. It's crazy. So he said it was always in his head, when am I going to lose? Is this going to be the one I'm going to lose? Is this going to be the one I'm going to lose? He said that, and for some reason it stuck with me. And I was an amateur when he told me that, and it kind of started like settling in. And it would be like something deep in your gut, some deep voice, like, is this going to be the one? Next one. Is this going to be the one? It'd get louder and louder and louder. And finally it just got there. So I think the experience of having already dealt with that before and learning how to focus my mindset on something different has helped to where I don't care. Like, Literally, I don't know who's going to be the person after the fight asking the questions when I fight, but if I win and they're like, oh, walk us through this finish, I don't care about that finish. It's 2 minutes ago. I'm good. We're ready for the next one. Like, I'm going to go enjoy this. My baby's going to be there with me for this fight, so I'm excited to experience this with her and share these moments with her, because at this point, that's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing those moments that no one can take from me. And that's what I focus on. I don't focus on the 5-fight win streak. I don't focus on, oh, I'm fighting this guy or that guy, or, you know, it's great to be super close to that belt. Like, I think I win this one, win one more, I'm fighting for the belt. So it's like right now I can see the belt. The next one, I can smell it. The next one, I'm the champion. I feel it. It's mine. So those things, it's hard to not put too much effort into. But again, I just keep my mind on those moments that no one can take from me, such as winning and seeing my kid in the apex where it's very connected. There's a intimate. It's very intimate there. So I'm excited to hopefully get this win. And no matter what, win, lose, I don't care. I'm excited to see my kid after, literally, as soon as I walk out the cage. I'm excited to see my baby, hold my baby, and I'm focused on those type of things.
What has becoming a father done for your career?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think, obviously, everyone's going to say the same things. It's always cliche. It changed my life. I have so much more to fight for, and they push me, and all that's true. It's very true. But I think for me, it's been the struggle of leaving. Like, I do camps not where I live, so I used, to be honest, I used to kind of like try not to be too close, because I knew I'd be gone in a month. But now I'm able to not fight as much or as frequently, so I get to be home more. And I spend every second that I'm home with my kids. So now I have no option, because usually I'd be there and their mother would be there, and, you know, we'd be doing all these different things, and I'd be able to have that break because their mom would watch them or my parents would come watch them, and I'd still be there, but I wouldn't be as, like, it's hard to explain, it's so crazy, but I wouldn't be as attached because I know I'm leaving in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. I know I'm going back to work in a couple weeks, and I'd see them in a couple weeks, so I wouldn't be as attached. But ever since me and their mother got separated, I'm 100% with them, like, all the time, emotionally, physically, it doesn't matter. So for me, it's harder to leave. Like, when it gets closer and I know it's the week of leaving, I'm like, man, this, I want to retire. Like, I'm done. I'm ready to walk away. Like, and then I'm like, nah, not yet. I need that couple million to set myself up so I don't have to work after fighting. So I think for me, like, it's that extra push. Like, I want that couple mil so I can be done. I can set my kids up. I can set myself up. I'm done. I'm gonna be a full-time cheerleader at that point. I'm just gonna be cheerleading my girls, whatever they decide to do. They start dance this week, so I missed their first dance, you know, practice or whatever you want to call it, recital, practice. I don't know. But those are things I'll learn after this fight, whatever those names are. So, but stuff like that, I miss those things. But this is what provides them that life. This is what provides these great things and the great schools and all these great things that they get to do. So I think having kids has made me more of a push harder. And when I'm going through it, whether it be physically or emotionally, I try to focus on those things, like what this sport, what this life gives to me, and which ultimately gives to my kids, and focus on that, not focus on anything else. I just try to focus on my kids and what that's going to be, and dream about the retirement days where hopefully I'm set up. Like, I have my house that I want, I have everything ready for my kids, the money's set where it needs to go, so where I'm still okay financially, and I'm a big car guy, so the cars are in the garage. Like, all, you know, that's what I look forward to. I can't wait. To me, that's my dream. That's my dream. Obviously, I'm super competitive, so I want to be champion. I want it. I'm hunting for it. I'm there. I'm close. I know I can do it. But at the grand scheme of things of life and what it means to me, that's my goal. And that's what, this is just a means to that goal.
You're pretty settled in now with the life of a fighter. What did you expect the life of a fighter to be?
Man, when I first started, I don't know. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. I thought I'd just train and fight, train and fight, train and fight. And now it's like, it's changed so much just since I've done it. Like, my life has changed so much because I used to train at home and I'd fight wherever. And then I started traveling for camps, and then that changed my life. And then I had kids and was trying to travel and train. Then I changed this gym and went to that gym, and traveling has become a huge part of my life, whether it be for training or whether it be for actual events for my fights, other people's fights, or just events for the UFC that I would go work, like International Fight Week. And it's all great. It's a great experience. Again, I'm very thankful to do those things. But I think when I first started, I expected it to be living at home, training where I was training at that time. But as you get older, you realize, for me, it's like, that ain't gonna make the money that I need. That's not gonna get me a win here. Me training there, where I'm from, is not gonna get me where I am now. I could be the best, have all the promising skills in the whole world, but for me, in that area and where I come from, it's not gonna produce what I need to be a champion. It's not gonna do it. And that's a hard realization to come to when you're younger and you're so like about your state and your city, and it's very hard. But at the end of the day, it's not our fault. Like, we just don't have that pool to push you, whether it's training partners or coaches or whatever. Like, now we have knowledge, right? We have knowledge in Louisiana, where I'm from. But still, there's not a lot of high level like partners. And for me personally, I'd rather have high level partners and no coaches than good coaches and no partners. I'm all for the partners. Like, that's just me personally. Yeah. I'd rather have no coaches and all the partners than that, because for me, I learn from my partners. They feel what I'm doing, they see what I'm doing, and they can tell me, oh, I feel this or I feel that. Because, again, in my eyes, fighting is a feel. I can do jiu-jitsu all day and I can do it with my eyes shut. I don't mean I'm going to win all of them when my eyes are shut, but it's a feel. I don't know how to describe that as well. That's another area of, like, I don't know, like, I can make reads in sparring per se, and I think that's a great attribute for me that helps me be another level. But yeah, I don't know. I think fighting's just changed overall for me. Is what I expected it to be versus what it is now. What it is now is crazy. I go home and I train at a couple gyms, and I'm like, I just laugh. Like, there's no way I see myself ever being able to be like training here. I'd have to open my own gym and pay people to come in for me to be able to succeed at this level. But even like, it's gonna sound crazy, but like, even diet, I'll be home and I'll be eating. I'm not saying I'm eating bad, but I'm just like, there's no way I'm ever gonna make weight staying here. There's no way. There's no way.
The old habits.
Yeah,
die hard,
I'm
right?
like, and then I think of all the memories of when I cut weight when I was an amateur, early pro, at home, living with my parents. I definitely wasn't doing it the smart way, but I was doing it. And I think of those things and I'm like, yeah, man, damn this, I'm good. Yeah. Like, I'm all right. I don't want to do it here. This is where I eat and I recover. Like, home for me is recovery, physically and mentally. I get away from fighting, especially at the end of the year. After I fight this fight, ain't nobody gonna hear from me for a month, maybe two. Nobody's gonna know. I might post here or there just to stay like up. But most of the time when I post at the end of the year, it's for my friends, because they won't even hear from me. So that's just how it is. Like, end of the year, don't expect anything from me. Like, don't expect to call me and me be responsive. It ain't gonna happen.
I think there's a fight to keep things simple, but when you rise in a certain career field like this, there's got to be some complications, right? Because I know you enough to know you would like to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
But to reach the levels that you want to reach, there's going to have to be some moving parts to deal with.
For sure. I think the traveling has been something like again, I'm just reaching that point where I'm starting to see the benefits of all the work that I've put in. Some people might not see all them as good things, like traveling so much. Some people may love it, some people may hate it. For me, again, it's a love and hate thing, because I don't want to leave my kids when I'm home. But part of the life. Like this is a short period of time that I'm gonna do this in life. You know, what is 10, 15 years in life? Say you live 70, 80 years. That's nothing. So I'm gonna have many more years to just be a normal human being and be at my house with animals and my kids. I'll have all that after. But I've got, Lord willing, I got 6 years left. 6 years fighting. I got 6 years to make everything that I want for my dreams to come true. So I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I'm sacrificing time with my kids, with my family. They're sacrificing things to help me as well. So it's a joint effort. It takes a unit to do this. It takes a very good support system. And I have it. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to see where this goes.
What type of adversity did you face in your younger years that's dictated who you've become?
I don't know. I don't look at life like, oh, this made me or this changed everything. Like, obviously there's like instances that drive you there, but for me as a kid growing up, like, I don't know, life was just life. My dad was in the military. He was gone a good bit, but when I was born, my dad wasn't gone that much. Like, I was a planned baby, so my dad knew he'd be here for 3 years for sure. He'd be gone for 9 months. And then he'd be back, and so we knew where he was gonna be. So I got to see my dad a good bit, whether my parents had to drive to there. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money whatsoever. My dad didn't make a lot of money, especially in the military. He didn't make a lot of nothing, especially my dad's a grunt. My dad's on the front lines, like, didn't make a lot of money. When he got out, we definitely didn't make a lot. My family didn't have a lot of money. He just worked in construction. So we didn't have a lot, but my parents sacrificed a lot to make sure that we had everything that we wanted and more. From my dad giving plasma and blood just so we can go out to dinner one night a week, you know, just to have where we went at home eating hamburger helper or something, you know, like something taco, something cheap that's easy to make. So yeah, my parents sacrificed a lot. So I think like just seeing now that I'm older and understanding that the sacrifice and that we didn't have much like as far as financially, and there wasn't a big support system. All we ever had was my mom's parents. Where we were at, because we were stationed between Camp Lejeune and Paris Island. So I don't think it was bad. I know it was hard for my parents. Like, I can't imagine the stress that my dad had, like, in the military and coming out of the military, having to work to support the family. And most of the time it was all off of his doing. So yeah, at the time I didn't think nothing. Now I'm just very like proud of where I come from, what I come from. Yeah, that's why my name's tattooed on my back, because I'm proud of what I come from. The blood running through my veins I'm proud of it.
And you got a t-shirt with your name on it, but
Yeah.
your state.
Yeah.
Very proud to be from Louisiana.
Yeah, and I'm not even born there. That's what's crazy. I'm not born there, but that's all that I really know. My dad's side of the family is from there. And most of them are dead now, but I know they'd be proud. So yeah, I'm very proud to be from there, because that's what I know. And even a lot of my family that like doesn't like Louisiana, like they hate the weather, or they hate like mostly the weather. How it's always like one minute it'll be sunny as heck, and the next it'll be raining, and you'll have that for months at a time. So like they hate stuff like that. But for me, it's home. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just home for me. I love Louisiana. I love where I come from. I love the food. I love the people, most of them. I'll just say that. I'm not even a big people's person, but I like most of them. Yeah, I don't know. I just like where I come from. I'm very proud to be from there. And yeah.
You think they'll get those purple shorts for you at some point?
Dude, I'm still trying. I ain't gonna shut up about it. If y'all give Bryce Mitchell camo shorts, and I can't have camo shorts like him, then I want purple. That's my first choice. So yeah, that'd be cool if I could get like LSU colors, because I like LSU. I'm a big LSU fan. So yeah, purple with like yellow writing, that would be super cool.
You're starting to get these bigger fights with more eyeballs and deeper on the card, and maybe 5 rounds coming up. Have you settled in with more of the attention that you're getting? How has it changed, not changed you, But how has it changed how you approach things?
It hasn't really changed much, to be honest. I just started getting to where people will notice me here and there, very rare. But it's cool. Like, I'll never be rude to a fan, obviously, a real fan. Obviously, there's trolls and this and that. That's it. I don't consider that a fan. So, but to fans, it's great. Like, everyone treats you with respect, and it's super cool to see people that are interested in meeting you just because of what you do. You know, it's very cool. And I have a soft spot for kids, so it's even cooler seeing little kids. But 9 times out of 10, I don't go out much. I don't put myself in positions to be where a lot of people are. You'll see me at like a UFC event. When I'm there for that, I'll do stuff. But even when I'm in Florida, I'm training, or I'm at my friend's house, or we're working out, whether that be at the gym or at a track or something like that, you won't see me just go out to like go party or something. That's not me. It's not me. You ain't gonna catch me doing it. If I'm doing it, it's a weird occasion going on for someone in our friend group. So you might catch me at a restaurant though. That's for sure. You're gonna catch me at a restaurant. But yeah, I don't put myself in those positions, so I don't really notice it that much. I don't change my lifestyle. I try to keep it low key. I try to keep it, mind my business, stick to myself. But if someone noticed me and says hi, I'm not gonna be like, it's cool. It's cool to meet people and talk to people for a split second. And yeah, but I hear stories, you know, like people out with their kids and people will be like staring at them, or like they won't come up and say anything, or they'll do it like, for instance, like NFL players, they'll have people come try to like have them sign something in the bathroom. It's like, oh, calm down. Yeah. I haven't had that yet, so I don't know what that's like. But from my experience so far, nothing's changed.
But you know, I'd say you could say everyone in the UFC is chasing becoming a champion. I would say there's plenty that do like the idea of being famous, right? And going to VIP events and things like that.
No, not me.
That seems like the opposite of what you would ever want.
They have to tell me, like, when I fought Bruno in Jacksonville, after the fight, I had to go meet with some of the higher up guys for something. And afterwards, I took a shower, and I was like, my friends were there, so I was like, yo, I'm just trying to go. They have an extra seat for me, so I'm gonna go sit with them. And they're like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? They're like, you can leave, or something. They gave me like 2 options. I was like, yo, I don't want to leave. If you tell me I'm leaving, I'm coming right back in. Like, I'm gonna go out the back, and I'm gonna go right in the front, and I'm gonna be just a normal person. And they're like, no, because everyone's gonna notice you. It's gonna do, like, they were saying all these reasons, and they made sense, right? But I'm like, yo, I'm a nobody. I'll put my shades on. I'm a nobody. Just let me be. Yeah. But anyway, they ended up finding a spot for me. But stuff like that, like, I don't want anything special. I don't want any special like treatment other than my purple shorts. I'd like that. But I don't think, like, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm any better than anyone, like, as a person because of what I do. Like, I think I'm a good fighter. Yeah, like, I'm better than guys fighting. But at the end of the day, yeah, I don't.
Have you thought about that you're pursuing a championship which is at odds with wanting to be an everyday person? Because the bigger you get and the more wins you get, which is obviously what you're chasing, the more it gets you closer to the spotlight.
Yeah, I've thought of it. I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna take it as it comes. We'll just take it as it comes. Yeah. I think I live a lifestyle like where it's like I'm used to kind of traveling now for like work stuff, so I'll do that. But where I'm from, like, people already know who I am, so like they'll leave me alone or they'll say something nice to me. Nobody ever says anything stupid to my face, at least. I can't speak for everyone else, but I've never had anything stupid to my face. And most stuff just makes me laugh. Like, even online, like, I just have to be in a bad mood to have anything like that even really get to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any problems with that yet. I've thought about it, but I'm also like, bro, I'm just a redneck, man, from Louisiana. No one, who cares about that? Like, nobody cares. Like,
so I'll phrase it this way then. If the goal is to become a champion, what does your life look like as a champion? Have you thought about that?
How much money we talking? I mean,
Like, what do you want to be known for other than a champion?
I don't. I don't. I really don't. People ask me all the time, like, what do you want your legacy to be? Nothing. I don't care what it is. You can say what you want. You can say I'm a piece of shit. I don't care. You can say I suck. I don't care. My money stays the same no matter what. My kids still go to a great school, have a great life. They're not affected. So why should I be affected? I'm good. I don't care what a legacy says. Because when I'm dead, I'm gonna be thinking of a legacy? I don't care about that. It's just words. That's what it is. It's just words. So I can't take it with me. Like when I'm dead, I'm not gonna know. So I really don't care. I don't think of any of that. I think of what I said before about like my house, my animals, my kids. Like that's what I'm chasing. I don't care about a legacy. I don't care what my life looks like. That's what I'm hoping my life looks like. Is that. Taking my kids to school every day, going to whatever they want for whatever function they decide that they want to be a part of, being their biggest cheerleader, and not having to answer to anyone. I don't have to answer to nobody. I sit at home on the front porch. I can go see my brother and sit with him, hang out with the horses, the cows, like be with my animals, my kids, drive my cars, have nice cars, like more nice cars than what I have. That's what my dream is. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't put too much emphasis on fighting as that. The fighting's till 35 and then fighting's done for me. That's it. When I walk away, that's it for me. I'm done. I don't care what website post that I'm a whatever, mediocre champion, best champion, not champion, it doesn't matter. I don't care what they post, what they say. I ain't gonna know about it because I ain't even gonna have social media at that time. I'll have a phone just to call my kids and my family, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really care.
You're chasing a lifestyle,
100%.
not a reputation or a legacy.
100%. A mouth can say anything, so what's a word gonna do to me? It's not gonna do nothing to me. I don't care. Anyone who knows me knows who I really am or what I really stand for. So I don't care what Joe Schmo says on the side of the street. They don't know me. They don't live my life. They don't know what my life even is. They don't know what I go through. They don't know what I deal with, and vice versa. So I don't care. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. If you've ever seen that meme where the kid's sitting there on the swing and there's a house burning right to his left and he's just standing there looking forward and it says the key, like it's something about minding your own business, that's me. Mind my own business. If it doesn't come in my lane, we're good. Some things may aggravate me, but that's as far as it goes. It's just aggravation. I'm good.
You mentioned sitting with your brother, and for those who don't know, your brother paralyzed from the chest down. Yeah. Can you just speak to your relationship with him and like what it does to how you think about the perspective of your life, what you have and what you're grateful for?
I think me and my brother have a crazy relationship. Like growing up, we weren't super close. Like we fought a lot, but there was this understanding where if you mess with him, you're gonna get me, and vice versa. If you mess with me, you're gonna get him. If I tell him like someone's messing with me, he's gonna go take care of it. I think that's just how my dad raised us, but we're boys. Like we're gonna fight, we're gonna argue, but we're total opposites as well. Like how he treats like people. He's a very people's person. He's very outgoing, or he used to be before his accident. Very outgoing, very personable, where I'm like more standoffish. You might think I'm a because I just don't like, I'm not good with that. I'm getting better as things grow and I have to meet more people. But in normal everyday life, I'm very standoffish. I don't talk to people like that. I'm not outgoing. So we're definitely opposites, but we have like unspoken understandings and things like that. We don't have to say much to each other. I think as we're getting older, we talk a little bit more or try to, but we're both not good with our emotions. We're both not good at expressing just us in general, at least to each other and when it comes to like real emotions. But yeah, we still my brother, like no one's gonna mess with him. I'll do anything for him. But yeah, I think him being paralyzed and what he's had to go through and everything that he's been through just puts in perspective of life that it can always be worse and it can happen in a blink of an eye. No matter what your plan is, what your thought is, if you're if you're supposed to be in another direction of life, it's gonna happen, and there's nothing that you can do about it whatsoever. at all. Doesn't matter. That's just how it is. So I don't try to plan like on too hard on things. I try, like I said before, I have a goal and I try to figure out, but I'm ready for audibles at any time. Just pray that they're good ones.
Yeah.
Just pray that they're good ones. Other than that, I think it's like trying to enjoy and take the most out of everything good. And I think that's one of those points in his position in life is also what made me like really feel that like I'm chasing those moments that people can't take from me. Because I think of what if that happened to me? Like that could happen to me. It could be worse. I don't know. Because even though my brother's in a very situation, it could be worse. It could be way worse. We've seen it. So I'm just chasing those moments with my kids that no one can take from me. If I'm dead tomorrow, my kids can grow up and be like, yeah, I did that with my dad. Like, that's what means a lot to me.
Beyond the X's and O's of fighting, what would you say you're working on right now?
Taking each day by day. Trying not to focus on the past or dwell on the future, or focus on the future but dwell on the past. And enjoy the process. I know I won't be here one day. I'm going to be old and probably sitting in my recliner, just whatever, I don't know, on my deathbed, I don't know. And just maybe wishing that I would have taken that moment and not been so focused on the future and trying to plan so much. So I think just taking each step and being appreciative for that step and making the most out of every situation, good or bad, is something that I'm trying to do better at, as well as like, I don't know, just be a better person. Cause like, I don't know, I'm pretty moody sometimes. Like in my life, some days I'm just moody, man. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just, like I ain't gonna lie, I know I'm hard to live with. There's nothing that about me that someone can say that if it's true, I can't accept. Like it is what it is. I'm trying, I'm a human, I'm trying to get better, but yeah, I think I'm just trying to improve as a person.
Well, from somebody who's much older than you, I've admired your life perspective for what you have in your 20s. I think trying to carve a path like you're trying to do in a sport like this, it forces you to grow up quickly.
Yeah.
And I would say you've done well from an outsider's perspective of that.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, you lose sight of it. Like, I lose sight of my goals or like my intentions or even me as a person sometimes. But it takes certain things to like, whatever the case may be, it takes certain things to bring you back and make you realize it, whether it's your friend, your family, an event, whatever it is, there's something that, I don't know how long it takes for every person, but there's always something that's gonna draw you and make you look in that mirror. And for me, if I can look in the mirror and I'm okay with the person that I see, no matter what anyone else says about me, it doesn't matter, because I'm the one that has to look in that mirror every night. And I think that's something that I think I focus on now, especially outside of camps, is like a lot of self-reflection, just in life in general, not even always as a fighter, like obviously fighting too, but just in life in general, as a father, as a former partner, whatever it may be. Like I try to see like where I went wrong, and sometimes I'll sit there for hours and just think like, damn. But I drive a lot. That's the only way where my self-reflection comes, is listening to music or watching YouTube or something like that. It will just hit something. I don't know. I'll just be driving and I'll hear something and I'll be like, damn. And I'll just start reflecting, and I don't know. I write a lot of stuff down now, and like a journal, like for fighting and stuff. I write that down, but some of it relates to my personal life as well. So I think self-reflection has been something that really helps me like be able to evolve, because it's like, it's funny because I listen to like rappers and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we keep it 100, like, why? The $100 bill changes, we all change, we all evolve, right? So it's like, if you're staying the same, then we don't even need to be in the same social group, because you're still the same person you were in high school, and I'm still trying to do better. So it's like, I think like quotes and stuff like that are like stuff that hits home. And like now I'm more on like being like financially like set up after fighting and trying to see, like, learn that. So like you try to surround yourself with people that are very intelligent in that area, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that helps is surrounding myself with people that are where I want to go, because they always say you're most like the closest 5 people to you. So surrounding yourself with good people. But again, that's a hard thing for me because I don't like people in my business too much, and I'm not that guy I'm not gonna text you every day if we're best friends. Like every other day, me and Tuco will probably talk the most, and it's every day when I'm here, and then probably every other day when we're not. But that's a lot for me. Like that's hard for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Your circle's small.
I don't even talk to my mom that much. I talk, not even my dad. Me and my dad are super close, and I don't even talk to him that much. So like not every day. I try to with my dad, but it's hard for me to do that. But again, as I get older, I'm trying to do better with communicating with people that care about me, that I also care about, because I think that's it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
We'll wrap it up on this. It's a 5-fight win streak. The hair is growing longer with each win. What do we think? You're becoming known for your long hair, even though.
I wish one of these shampoos would come see me then. Head and Shoulders, something like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very aggravating, to be honest. Like I grew up with short hair my whole life. My dad made us cut our hair. Military family. My dad always made us cut our hair. And then I grew it out, and I was on a win streak, and then it got aggravating, so I cut it. And the very first fight I cut it, I broke my face. So I was like, damn. I kept it cut for a couple fights, and I was like, man, damn this. When I had my hair long, I was finishing guys, or I wasn't getting really hurt. I was winning decisive decisions, or whatever it may be. I was winning good. So I started growing it back out, and I don't know what it is, but same thing happened. So I'll trim it a little bit, but it'll stay long. I like the braids. I like how it looks. I think the braids are pretty cool.
Yeah.
T that does the braids for UFC is great. She always has some crazy designs for fights, so I just let her do her thing. And yeah, I like the way it looks.
The more you keep winning, the hair will continue to grow longer.
Yeah, well, we're gonna trim it.
Yeah.
We're gonna trim it.
But it's the only superstition you have.
I think right now, yeah, I think my hair. Yeah, I probably got other like couple weird ones that are just for me for the fight, like and stuff. But yeah, that's probably the most noticeable one, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think it looks good.
Thanks, buddy.
So however you style it,
Nothing.
Congratulations on all your success so far.
Thank you.
And best of luck.
Thank you, brother.